What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and in this video I'm going to be covering the latest iPhone 6s news, rumors, and leaks. So there have been a few developments, and I'm not going to be covering old stuff. I'm just going to be discussing everything that's new, all the new information we have about the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. Now the iPhone 6s will be an incremental upgrade. We're not bound to see any major hardware revisions. Of course, there's that Apple A9 chip, the 2GB of LPDDR4 RAM, as well as the Force Touch display technology that's taken from the Apple Watch. Now, most of the changes are going to be underneath the hood. Now, between the time when I made my last 6S rumors video and now, there have been quite a few new leaks. First off, there's a new schematic leak for the iPhone 6s that's telling us it's going to be 0.2 millimeters thicker. Now, this can be for two reasons. One, for a structural change, and two, to accommodate that Force Touch technology. And this isn't actually the first time Apple has gone backwards in terms of thickness. From the iPad 2 to the iPad 3, Apple increased the thickness in order to accommodate a larger battery, and in the end it was for a good reason. Of course, the material will be different on this new iPhone 6s. For the material, Apple is set to borrow the aluminium 7000 material used in the production of the Apple Watch. Now this is 60% stronger than the aluminium used in the iPhone 6 while maintaining the same lightness. It's also 1/3 the density of steel, so it really is a prime choice of material for the 6s. Now another rumor does suggest the height could increase by 0.16 millimeters to accommodate some new technology. And even more recently, 9to5Mac actually obtained the purported shell to the brand new iPhone 6s. What they did report is that the dimensions did not change whatsoever. However, it was noted that all of the mounting points inside of the shell were different in order to accommodate a new logic board. That logic board was also leaked. So on this new leaked logic board, there's a new Qualcomm LTE chip. It's capable of speeds up to 300 gigabytes per second. Now that's compared to 150 on the current 6. That's double the speed, and this new chip allows for improved battery life. Thanks to the smaller architecture, it also takes up less of a footprint. Now on this new logic board, there's also a couple other things. For one, there's a new NFC chip. There's really no word on what it does, but it could combine the secure element processor into the NFC chip. Currently, they're two separate chips, so it would increase efficiency and add more room inside of the device. And the last thing to tell from this logic board, there's a new storage chip. So the base model storage could be 16 gigabytes on the iPhone 6s. Really is unfortunate, but based on the chip currently found on the leaked logic board, it's a 16 gigabyte chip, and it could be in an effort to sell higher gigabyte devices. I know it sucks to have just 16 gigabytes on the base, but iCloud helps alleviate some of that pain, and the new iOS 9 app thinning feature, as well as smaller update sizes, could make 16 gigabytes still work. Yet there's one issue. The iPhone 6s will introduce a new 12 megapixel sensor. The main new feature is 4K recording. Now when you consider 4K recording, a 16 gigabyte iPhone becomes equivalent to a 10 gigabyte, and that's not even considering the fact that Apple doesn't give you all of the storage you paid for. So let's hope that Apple stops the gigabyte greed and gives us a 32 gigabyte entry-level iPhone 6s. Now some code found in iOS 9 points to the fact that the iPhone 6s will have an updated FaceTime camera. It'll be wide angle, 5 megapixels. It'll support a flash, not likely to be physical, more like a Snapchat flash type feature, as well as panorama and slow motion support. On a smaller note, the 6s may not have any visible antenna lines. Apple filed for patents for an alloy that could hide antenna lines, make it look like anodized aluminium while still maintaining the reception. However, it's unlikely to happen as the leaked shell doesn't show any evidence of this. Now the battery is likely to improve, not in size, but in optimization. Thanks to the new LTE chip, DDR4 RAM, as well as the new NFC chip and iOS 9's optimization, the battery life will be stellar on the 6s. Touch ID will receive an update as well. There will be an update to reduce the amount of read errors and inconsistencies. So guys, that's the latest scoop on the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. This does not cover everything. If you want to see everything, go ahead and click on the very first video. This only covers what's changed since the creation of that video. And as you guys can see, the iPhone 6s is shaping up to be a worthy contender to the 6. However, it's not something revolutionary. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Stay tuned for any and all news on the iPhone 6s. Have a great day, and be sure to enjoy the current 6 you may have right now. Peace.